You've heard the phrase, Rome has fallen, but is that really the end? There was one kingdom that survived that collapse, lasting for more than 1,000 years, amid fire, steel, and faith. A kingdom called Byzantium. This empire once controlled 3 continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa. It was the heart of the ancient world. And finally, it witnessed the last whispers of the Roman Empire. From the bright lights of Constantinople to the darkness of the siege of 1453, Byzantium's journey is an epic tale of power, religion, betrayal, and rebirth. Today, let's embark on that vivid journey, where Rome never died, but only transformed into Byzantium. In 330, Emperor Constantine the Great left Rome. He declared a new capital for the Roman Empire on the shores of the Bosphorus Strait and named it Constantinople. Constantinople was located between east and west, connecting the Aegean and Black Seas, a strategic position that was unmatched. With its mighty walls, well-stocked treasury, and gilded cathedral, it quickly became the jewel of the ancient world. But the most remarkable thing, after the fall of Western Rome in 476, Constantinople remained standing. For the next 1,000 years, it was the only remaining Roman city. And so, Byzantium was born, a name that contemporaries did not call themselves. The Byzantine people considered themselves Romaioi, the Romans, but the modern world calls them by another name to differentiate them. And that somewhat obscures the truth. They were the last true Romans. The greatest emperor of Byzantium was, without a doubt, Justinian I. He ascended the throne in 527 and immediately set about realizing a dream to restore the entire territory of ancient Rome. Under the command of General Belisarius, Justinian defeated the Vandals in North Africa, recaptured Rome from the Ostrogoths, and regained much of Italy. Justinian was more than just a warrior. He was also a lawgiver. His Corpus Juris Civilis, or Roman law, was the foundation of the Western legal system for over 1,000 years. And then there was Hagia Sophia, a church with a dome that seemed to float in the air, light shining through hundreds of windows and gold covering the walls. But that dream was short-lived. The bubonic plague broke out, killing millions. The Nika rebellion burned the city. Constant warfare drained the treasury. Still, Justinian left an undeniable legacy. Byzantium now not only survived, but stood tall as a true empire. Byzantium was the last bulwark between Christianity and Islam for centuries. When Islam rose from the Arabian desert, Byzantium became the front line. But they faced not only external enemies, but also internal divisions. The schism of 1054 between the Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholic churches was a rift that never healed. And then, the biggest shock, the Fourth Crusade. In 1204, the former allies, the Western Crusaders, instead of attacking the Muslims, turned to sacking Constantinople. They looted, burned, and killed. It was the greatest stain in Western history. A Christian empire was plundered by men in the name of God. Byzantium was reborn afterwards, but never the same. The wound never healed. 15th century, Byzantium is a shadow of its former self. A proud city, but exhausted. An empire, but without land. Only Constantinople remains and its unyielding will. In 1453, Mehmed II, Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, led 80,000 troops, carrying giant cannons, to the front of the city gate. Emperor Constantine XI did not abandon the city. He donned his armor and fought alongside his soldiers. His last words before going into battle were, "This city belongs to God, but if I must die, I will die as an emperor." The siege lasted 53 days. Ottoman cannons shattered the ancient walls. The Byzantines fought every inch of land, every wall, every street. At dawn on 29 May, The Kirkoporta was breached. The Ottomans stormed in. Constantine XI disappeared in the chaos. His body was never found. The city fell to the Ottomans. The Hagia Sophia, the great cathedral, was converted into a mosque. The Romanesque bells rang for the last time. And so, after 1,093 years of existence, the Byzantium Empire, the Eastern Roman Empire, officially collapsed. Byzantium fell, but its ruins did not sink into oblivion. On the contrary, they permeated subsequent European culture, religion, art, and politics. The Hagia Sophia, a symbol of faith and power, still stands today. Once a church, then a mosque, then a museum, it is a living testament to an immortal civilization. Eastern Orthodoxy, the distinctive religious ideology of Byzantium, is still widespread throughout Slavic countries such as Russia, Serbia, Bulgaria, with rituals, hymns, and symbols that have remained almost unchanged over the centuries. Mosaic art, divine icons, images of the Virgin Mary and saints in solemn poses, all originated in Byzantium and are still present in Orthodox churches throughout Eastern Europe. Politically, the idea of a divine emperor, ruled by the will of God, continued to exist in the Russian Empire, with the Tsar seen as the spiritual successor of Byzantium. And it's not just Eastern Europe. Roman law codified by Justinian became the basis for the legal systems of many modern Western European countries. Even the concept of Europe against the East, the confrontation between Christianity and Islam, is a legacy of the front lines that Byzantium once defended. Byzantium disappeared from the map, but never from the human mind. It became a shimmering ghost, part legend, part reality, that lives on through art, religion, and majestic ruins. And in a deeper sense, Byzantium is proof that an empire can be defeated, but its spirit, if strong enough, will live on. You have just passed through more than a millennium of history, where an empire was not only born from the ashes of Rome, but also lit up an era with faith, art, war, and pride. Byzantium was a strange combination of divinity and politics, of solemn ceremony and courtly intrigue, of prayer in the cathedral and arrows on the battlefield. It is a testament to one thing: history is never black and white. It is a mixture of light and dark, hope and doom. You may not see Byzantium on a map, but it is present in Orthodox cathedrals, in the golden dome of Hagia Sophia, in the very dialogues between East and West today. And who knows, somewhere in the modern city of Istanbul, as the sunset falls over the ancient walls, you might hear whispers from the past. Whispers of an empire that refuses to die, sleeping only in the memories of humanity. Thank you for following the journey of Byzantium. If you love mysterious historical stories like this, don't forget to follow and share to spread the memories of lost empires. Because there are empires that, even though they have fallen, continue to live on in the hearts of storytellers. There are so many battles buried by time, stories you deserve to hear. If this one felt worth remembering, drop a comment and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.